Do you ever turn on a Netflix action movie hoping for something intense, only to get a lot of setup and not much payoff? This list is for the movies that actually deliver. 7 Netflix action movies that hit hard from start to finish with brutal fight scenes, huge set pieces, and the kind of energy that keeps you locked in. We start off with a simple but very effective action thriller. It's Nobody 2, and it's about a man on vacation with his family, which gets derailed by a violent crime boss seeking revenge. Nobody 2 is punchy, easy to get into, and the kind of movie that gives you action payoff early and often. It's basically Bob Odenkirk wrecking people in creative ways, and the amazing fight choreography is definitely one of the big draws. It also has a lot of invented carnage, you might say, not just generic shooting. If you enjoy the regular guy with a lethal side setup, this is one of the best franchise to do it in the last few years. After that, we have a big, high-energy action flick that's not subtle at all.
You gotta kill some people.
This is The Gray Man, which follows a top CIA operative who finds himself being hunted across the globe by a former colleague. The Gray Man is a movie that keeps moving, keeps escalating, and keeps throwing big set pieces at you. There's epic chase scenes, big shootouts, and the movie is always in motion. Watching Chris Evans go full psycho mode is also pretty entertaining. This is a movie that's way more about momentum and action payoff than subtlety, so if you want a big, high-energy Netflix action movie that stays entertaining all the way through, The Gray Man is an easy one to throw on. Then at number 5, we have a rougher, meaner, and less polished movie than we've seen so far on this list. It's called Havoc, and it's about a detective who saves a politician's son, getting him caught up between gangsters, corrupt cops, and a whole lot of violence. What sells this movie is that it comes from Gareth Evans, the same guy who directed the action classic Derailed. Havoc has Tom Hardy go full wrecking ball in a movie that's loaded with brutal fights, chaos, in a grimy criminal underworld. There's big, bone-crunching set pieces, and it just keeps smashing forward from one bloody scene to the next. If you want an action movie that feels aggressive and nasty instead of clean and glossy, this is a great one to throw on. Next up at number 4 is a big energy movie that stays entertaining the whole way through.
What do you want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
We doing hostages now.
This is Ambulance, an action thriller that follows 2 thieves who hijack an ambulance after a bank robbery goes wrong. This is a Michael Bay movie and one of his meaner, more stripped down films to date. It doesn't waste any time at all and is constantly moving forward with loud sirens, gunfire, near crashes, and that big Michael Bay energy. It's not a movie that you watch for subtlety, you watch it for the pressure, the spectacle, and the feeling that everything is spiraling out of control. It's one of the slicker, more polished movies on this list, but if you want something that grabs you fast and never lets up, Ambulance is a blast. Coming in at number 3 is a high-pressure thriller that's intense from start to finish. It's called Extraction, and it follows a black market mercenary who's sent to rescue the kidnapped son of a crime lord. Extraction is a physical and relentless movie that throws you right into the danger and keeps the pressure on with gunfights, chases, and close quarters combat. Chris Hemsworth is at his action star best in a movie filled with incredible stunt work and just an overall stunning action craft. It's not a slow burn movie in the least, so if you want something to grab you fast and keep hammering away, Extraction is one of the easiest recommendations on Netflix. After that, at number 2 is a film with a harsher, more vicious edge than a lot of modern day action movies. This is called Sisu: Road to Revenge, and it's a brutal movie about a man whose family was murdered, but when he tries to rebuild his life, their killer tracks him down and starts a brutal cross-country fight. Road to Revenge is an action-first movie in every way. It's about one nearly unkillable man tearing through impossible situations in the most outrageous ways imaginable. It's lean and nasty and built almost entirely around seeing how far this guy can push through pain and chaos. It's very violent violent and pretty much throws deep plotting out the window in favor of pure thrills. If you want one of the most ruthless action movies on Netflix right now, Sisu: Road to Revenge is well worth a shot. And speaking of ruthless, our number one pick pretty much turns over-the-top violence into an art. This is The Night Comes For Us, and it's about an elite triad enforcer who spares a little girl during a massacre only to become the target of a whole wave of killers. This movie does not pretend to be anything other than an all-out action assault. The fights are vicious and the momentum is relentless, and contains some of the most savage action set pieces you will find on Netflix, and it feels serious and completely locked in the whole way through. The Night Comes For Us is a harsh movie that grabs you by the throat and never really lets go, so if you're in the mood for something that truly hits hard, this action thriller is one of the best. If you're still in the mood for other movies like this, check out my other video on Netflix movies that go way harder than you expect, and as always, I appreciate you watching. I will see you again soon.